First things first, a hearty thank you to all my friends, all the friends of Microdac. Thanks to you, I am energetic, I am energized, and I am ready to share with you all my cooking videos and my meditation videos and my flour videos too. Today it's a very easy recipe made with leftover ham. But before I get into that, I wanted to share this with you. An easy way to make food coloring. This is annatto seeds. And what you want to do is you want to get this and you want to put it in very hot oil and just let it sit somewhere. When you need to use it, you simply scoop it out and use it, and there you have it. It's far better than the artificial dyes that are placed in foods, such as yellow number 5, yellow number 6, and whatever. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying being natural is better. Now, for the recipe, I use leftover ham, as I said before, even though this particular recipe was made for fish. And what I did for my own personal seasoning, as you know, I like onions, I like sweet pepper, I like garlic, and of course I enjoy adding Scotch bonnet pepper or any hot pepper, really, but Scotch bonnet is my pepper of choice. So I add the onion, sweet pepper, garlic, and Scotch bonnet pepper, and then I blend them all together. Now, in doing this is probably a really good time for you to add your own personal spices, the things that you like, the flavors that are important to you and your family. As I said earlier, in an earlier video, cooking to me is a creative process, and while you're cooking, your mind is free to think whatever thoughts you want. Exercise your imagination. In this particular recipe, I used this batter mix. It is Grace Salt Fish Fritter Batter Mix, and as I said earlier, you may use your own favorite batter mix. I happen to like this one because it is so simple. You mix it with 2 cups of water and that's it. That's the recipe. Mix it well. I am adding, of course, as I said earlier, I am adding ham, chopped up ham, really shredded ham to this recipe because I want to make ham fritters. And besides, I had the leftover ham and I didn't want to throw it out. So I had the batter mixture, the Grace's fritter mixture to the ham, and I mixed it well. I want to make sure that every single piece of ham is coated with the batter mixture. Something else. Be more vigorous, of course, when you're mixing, and you want to mix it so that, as you know, it's as if you cannot distinguish between the fritter mix and the ham or fish, if you're going to use fish, whatever you're going to use. Then I add enough water to make 2 cups, as you see here, to my blended spices, and then I added it to the mixture of ham and fritter batter mix. And here again, and this is very, very important, you want to mix this really well, certainly more vigorous than what you see on the screen. I was trying to simply imply to you that you should mix everything. So mix it well. Your batter will look like this when you get done with it. I mean, be very vigorous. Then comes the hot oil. In my case, I use, you know what my favorite cooking oil is? It's coconut oil. And I added some butter only because it's sort of like a barometer, number 1, and number 2, it colors the oil. And then I add a bit of garlic to tell me when the oil is hot enough. When the garlic starts to do that, the oil is hot enough to put the fritter mixture in the hot oil. My error here, and I might as well share this with you, was that I think my fritters were a little too big. I should have made them smaller. If I were going to do this over, I'd have made them smaller. Now, here's also a good time to tell you that the first time you do this, you make this recipe, you'll probably make some errors, but that's okay. Because after the first time, you'll customize it to fit the needs of you and your family, right? I made these spicy because I wanted to be snacking on them while I watched my favorite sports team. and enjoying a glass of beer. Excellent with white wine or with beer. That's just my opinion. Now you got to be very careful when you're messing with this stuff, okay? So don't let your children make these. This is something that an adult should make. Anyway, on we go. As we flip them, how do you know when it's ready to turn them over? Now that's an excellent question. This is my barometer. This is how I tell. I look at the middle of my fritter. Now if I see them bubbling up in the middle, as this one seems to be doing, then that's time to flip it. And that's what I do. I will flip them over then, because what you want to do, you want to cook these until they're a nice golden brown, but not overcook them to make them burn, because then it doesn't taste good. For one thing, it doesn't look good or taste good. When you're flipping these, remember what I said earlier, be very careful. Hot oil burn bad. So be careful. Flip them over and pay attention to what you're doing. This is the way I flip them over, and there's probably a better way to do this, but this seems to work for me. If you know of a better way, of course, please share. Once those are done, of course, and they're golden brown on both sides, your job is finished. A word of caution: no matter how you try, you're going to make a lot more than you can use. So now is a good time to invite the neighbors over to come watch the game with you. Or you may want to make these as a snack for the kids when they get home from school. Or it might be a good way to share your cooking skills with friends. You know, make some, share it with friends. You add spices or not, depending on your taste. I like them spicy, so I added spices. And here again, I look forward to your comments and your suggestions, because remember, together we learn. Thank you so very much.